the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, trackside, once again, race fans, here on a Monday night, but we're kicking it on a Tuesday afternoon over here across the Pacific. Japan hosting tonight for the Happy Birthday Luke 100 here at Mobility Resort. The Twin Ring Motegi, as most of us know it, a little bit of an oddball-shaped mile and a half, going to put these drivers to the test behind their Gen 4 machines. The PremierRacingSetup.com qualifying session just about to come to a close, and we'll bring you your starting lineup in just a handful of moments. But first, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, bringing you all the calls from trackside. We're going to get to trackside in just a moment. But I want to bring you some, and I believe we've done it again with the championship points. A little look as we begin the second half of the regular season, the rundown to your championship chase. There you can see Zach Miller top of the point standings, slim margin, 7 points. Getting close though, down around that 12th mark. Michael Trevarthen, Luke Allen, Ken the birthday boy, make him up ground to work his way into a championship spot. We'll see how it goes tonight and over the next 4 weeks. And well, you can hear drivers beginning to make their way through pre-race inspections, so we're going to get ourselves ready to roll here tonight. What do you say if we begin to head trackside? And it looks like we got ourselves a little bit of an issue. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So as the music comes to a close, we're going to get ourselves figured out here and get that off the screen. My, embarrassing. But nonetheless, we're going to get down to pit road. Looks like we may have to do a little bit of working real quick, so bear with us for just a moment. You're not going to miss any of the action. We're going to bring it all to you here in just one short moment. Trying to see if we can't get things brought up, fixed up, and ready to go here tonight. And as drivers roll around the track, we're going to continue to try to get everything worked out on our end. Might take a little bit of a second, but we're going to get it all fixed up, worked up, and worked out for you. Nonetheless, starting inside row number 1, your points leader, your pole sitter here tonight, behind the wheel of that number 8 machine, Chris Hammond will start just to his outside. Zach Mitchell going to bring us to the green flag. Max Terriel inside row number 2 quickly out of 4. Pace car in. Got us a little off our mark, but we're going to kick it anyway. My goodness. Off we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at the Twin Ring. And we do apologize for the graphic on the screen. A little bit of a hiccup here. Technical issues coming to the green flag here tonight all the way across the Pacific over here in Japan at the Twin Ring Motegi. There you can see the lap count on the left-hand side of your screen. Lap number 1 underway. Your pole sitter easily maintains that top spot. The man in black, Max Terriel, your most consistent driver so far this season. Only driver to finish inside of the top 10 every single week. Will Terriel be able to revisit victory lane? Timing scoring drop down over there to the left-hand side of your screen. You can see a little bit of a gap already beginning to develop at the front of this field. Mitchell settling in with Terriel single right behind him. Hammett going to drop 2 positions from the 2nd back to 4th and at one time. Number 6 machine. Let's head a little bit further back through the field. What do you say we catch some action right here around that 18th position? Josh Buckley, birthday boy, behind the wheel of that Dodge Goldfish, number 60 machine. Luke Allen looking to work his way up through the field, up 1 position. It's not going to be enough to really help in the point standings, but we'll see if the birthday man can't make it a little further throughout the field throughout tonight's race. Tight little action here. You see Visnall trying to work some magic on Murdoch. Ryan Aldani just out in front of them. Motegi, a much different mile and a half than what these drivers are accustomed to driving, it's got a little bit of banking there in 3 and 4, not so much in 1 and 2. In trouble for the Sharpie machine. Looks like the 13 of Joshua Buckley gonna have a little bit of issues here. Down to the bottom of the racetrack goes Buckley. Here comes Cole Day. Scotts.com, Miracle Grow sponsored Gen 4 machine making his way around on the bottom of the racetrack. Cole Day on his way up 4 positions now, moves into 19th. Still a lot of great action just outside of your top 4. Hot and heavy battle here between the 81 and the 23. Allen and Colts is going at it. Murdoch and O'Donnell fist fighting behind them as they run down the Souza Media number 4 of Jeffrey Souza, working to the inside now of Scott Duncan. The Exalta 989 of Duncan making his way around the track, trying to make some headway, dropping 2 positions early here tonight. And with this only being a 100-lapper, it's going to go by fairly quickly. These drivers are going to have to eyeball their tire situations and monitor the fuel. Here at Motegi, it's not necessarily about how quick you are, it's about how much quickness you can leave in those good years at the end of the run. Tire management going to be key here tonight. We'll see who does the best job of it. There you can see Allen looking to make his way around the number 7 Venom Fightwear machine of Visnall. Battling fighting 18th, 19th on the racetrack. We're going to move inside of the top 5. Ooh, a little bit of contact outside wall for the Flower Town Animal Hospital number 86 machine. Skelton, one of those drivers that it's almost been, and forgive me any Skelton fans, it's been one of them feast or famine seasons really for Skelton so far. I mean, he comes into tonight's race sitting in 4th in the overall point standings. 2 race wins. Looking to go back to back, backing up the win at Chicagoland last week. Can he do it? Can he? I mean, you've got Souza sitting there, a handful of podiums, a couple of top 10s, sitting 3rd in the overall point standing, still looking for his first visit to victory lane. Skelton with 2 stops, 2 victory lane already, sitting 4th. Points could be a little bit better, but already locked into the playoffs. And you kind of can run the feast or famine if you want to. But we're not going to bore you on that topic too much. Let's get back to some action on the racetrack. Let's head back here. A little bit of a hornet's nest, single file for the moment, down the back stretch. Into turn 3 we roll. Souza followed by Allen Coltis as Murdoch looks to the inside. Aldani kind of hanging out in the middle of the racetrack. The Turbo Dork, number 98 of Aldani. Followed closely now by Luke Allen, who is making some headway. We'll see if he can blow out the candles on the cake with the checkered flag here tonight in Victory Lane, sponsored and brought to you by Shiny Things Podcast, where they talk about everything bright, shiny, and new. We're going to be coming at you in the post-race here tonight from Motegi, sponsored by Shiny Things Podcast, and from Mid-Ohio next week. Check us out. Be ready for some road course action. That's gonna be hectic. Whoa, trouble in the back. Trouble in the back. Feeney in Higgins. Or we apologize. No, that's gonna be Buckley in Higgins with a big moment there. Coming out of 4 and on the front stretch, all but around goes that 40. They're going to recoup, but they have got to run down a lot of room. Meanwhile, just outside of your top 10, the big battle on the racetrack remains right here. You can see 5 to 10 drivers really lined up single file. Nowhere really to go Is Josh Cully in that throwback Pepsi machine? Is that what we're seeing out of Cully tonight? Yes, it is. Pepsi throwback right there, coming off of turn number 2. Going to try to run down Cole Day, who's continuing that charge up through the field. Biggest mover of the night so far, right behind the wheel of this 01 machine. Tell you what, let's ride on board one time. Taking a little look back. That left rear spoiler from Murdoch. Looking back, there you can see the 81 to his high side. That's Allen. 23 of Colty's down on the bottom of the racetrack. There you can see Aldani making the move now, going around Souza is Murdoch. Great pass, bottom of the racetrack, coming through 3 and 4. He'll have the position and pick up a spot of 7 spots now. Murdoch on the move. And it looks like drivers really going to have to use, I don't want to call it the dive bomb. I don't want to necessarily say the dive bomb, but it looks like drivers really have to show the nose of the car. Try to get to that left quarter before they quite get to the entry of 3 or entry of 1 and kind of take the bottom of the racetrack away. You're going to have to steal, you're going to have to steal that line. Really only looks like one dominant racing line here early tonight from Motegi, but only 15 laps into this 100-lap birthday bash. A lot can change, a lot can go on. We'll see how much rubber gets laid on the track and what the effects of that are. Looks like the 62 of Ethan Troutman struggling behind the wheel of that Ecto Hawk number 62 machine. He's going to need some body armor here, sliding quickly to the rear. Taking a look at Murdoch, picking up the pieces. Once again, another spot. Murdoch going to take the position away from Troutman, move Murdoch into 11th. He's going to knock on the door of a top 10. Solid run early here tonight, but you got to ask yourself, is he abusing the tires? Is he going to take too much life out of these tires too early in this green flag run? Looking at essentially a possible one-stop race here tonight. We're going to get 2 stops. One, if you absolutely stretch this thing on out. We'll see who rolls the dice. We'll see what the strategies are. Drivers struggling a little bit with the grip there. I believe that was Murdoch with a little bit of twitch on that rear. That track ain't the place to be twerking. We're not going to continue on that note. We're going to go up here with the one-time burger bar. Number 6 machine of Chris Hammett. Quick and happy hour, quick and qualifying. Drop those 2 positions early on lap 1. Little loose. Having to save the car on the front stretch. That's going to open the door to the inside for Skelton, who will pick up the position through 1 and 2. Move Skelton into 4th. Hammett going to drop a 3rd spot now back to 5th. Just as we were going to mention that, lap 1, Hammett dropped the 2 spots. He started outside pole position, dropped 2 spots on that opening lap, and had held serve right there in that 4th position. Big moment out of 4, having to save the rear of the car. Opens the door for the 86, who has a little bit of a twitch. Man, it looks like we're going to look at some booty shaking. Can I call it that, guys? Am I allowed to get away with that? I don't know if I'm allowed to even get away with that one, but the rear of the car going to dance at a turn 4, dance at a turn 2. Looks to be really a problem for a lot of these guys in turn 4, coming out of 4. That seems to be where the back end of the car lightens up the most. And we do got a man on a tear. We're trying to keep our eye on the birthday boy, Luke Allen. He's up 2 positions from where he qualified. Let's give him a little look here towards the back of this field. Josh Cully closing in. Already some contact with the outside wall. You can see that right front fender beat in on the Pepsi machine. We'll see if Allen can continue his run up through the field, but the man on a mission. Absolutely lights out here tonight. Last time around, just a 10th off of your race leader's pace. Richard Murdoch on a tear, up 9 positions down, all the way to the 10th spot. He's got a bit of a gap to make up, about a 5-second gap to make up before he'll run into his next position, Trent Potter, next opposition on the track. And there you can see Potter and Tim Combs going at it. Quiet night for both of these drivers, picking up 2 positions apiece. As Combs and Potter, Michael Trevarthen, bit of a quiet night for him, as we've got green flag pit stops. James Skelton to pit road, Tim Combs to pit road. So we may have been a little, we're a lot off. Fuel mileage or assessment, we've already got green flag pit stops underway. That's going to give Murdoch 2 more positions with 2 drivers heading to pit road on lap number 22. And there it is, race leader to pit road. Terry on to pit road, single Hammond. What will Wells do? Looks like Jason Wells slow on the racetrack. He's going to bring it to pit road as well. Murdoch, Troutman, Visnall comes to pit road. Troutman, Souza, Cully, all going to stay out on the racetrack. Big gap here for your new race leader. The happy birthday, Luke 100. Ethan Troutman going to take the race lead. Top 6 going to stay out on the racetrack. And this is the type of thing you got to do. When we seen Troutman struggling a little bit, let's not sugarcoat it. He was struggling a little bit, falling through the field, dropped a spot or 2. It just didn't seem to really have the pace to work through the field at the moment. How can you change your outlook? Run a different strategy. We're going to see how long he runs it here, as Cully and Higgins going to head to pit road. This time around, that's going to leave just 4 drivers out on the track. Troutman with a 4-second advantage over Souza. Benedict behind him with Feeney yet to hit pit road. The Souza Media number 4 machine of Jeffrey Souza. He's had enough. He heads to pit lane this time around. This may end up being a 3-stopper, 2 to 3 stop race for the majority of the field here tonight. I was under the impression these things could get a little bit better fuel mileage, but a good thing I'm no longer behind the wheel and no longer on the box. Better to be in the booth and be wrong than mess up somebody's night, but we won't talk about that. We're going to continue here with the 90 looking to the outside. Driver into the outside wall. That's going to be Josh Buckley. Caution flies. Caution. Flag flies here on lap number 26, just as drivers were finishing the round of green flag pit stops, and this will put a few drivers in a precarious situation. So as race leader waits for the pace truck, we're going to take a little look back. Let's see if we can find out what went wrong with Buckley coming out of turn number 4. Let's take one look The checkered flag auto supply replay, and you can see a driver just behind him into the outside wall. Oh man, that is a tough hit. Looked like you may have overcorrected a little bit. Let's take a look. Let's take a ride here. Trying to catch the car, late spin, and just nose it right into that outside wall. So that's what it looked like. Hurt a little bit, I am sure, for Buckley. As he does head down pit road, we're going to head out with your new race leader once again at the front. Zach Miller going to reclaim the top spot. So we've seen at least one driver grab a wave around. I believe that's going to be Bob Higgins in the number 43 machine. And a handful of this field coming back down pit lane. After just making a recent pit stop, majority of the field going to head back down pit road. It looks like to be some right sides only for everybody that came down pit lane. Top 5 going to elect to stay out. They were on pit road right at lap 21, lap 22. So about a 4-lap difference, 5-lap difference with the fuel and the savings. So we'll see how the rest of this field works itself out. Richard Murdoch is going to give up a handful of positions, though. Gained a few during that green flag pit cycle. He will restart back outside of the top 10. And we'll see if that 01 continues that charge to the front. One victim claimed already early here tonight. Scott Duncan going to be listed down and out of tonight's race. The 989 going to walk away with the final spot here tonight in the Happy Birthday Luke 100, brought to you by Checkered Flag Auto Supplies as well as Red Light Racing in partnership with PremierRacingSetups.com, Butt Kicker, as well as the Feeney Call, Souza Media, and a slew of others. I know I'm forgetting at least 5 or 6 sponsors, but yeah, there's too many. There's too many. They're all so good. Too many to count. Too many to list sometimes. We've got a little bit of confusion here with the race officials. Looks like the pace car had a little bit of an awkward situation here. We're going to see Zach Mitchell come up to the tail end of the pace car this time around, I do believe. And there you can see the pace truck just out in front. Race officials having to manually get things sorted out here as we continue under caution for the first time here tonight from Twin Ring Motegi. You're watching the Happy Birthday Luke 100. And we're receiving word timing scoring loop that is activated when the caution came out. Put the field in a little bit of a in a bad spot. It was a little bit of a mess up here, so we're going to continue under caution for an extended period of time here. Pace truck going to come back out, pick up the field once again, and we should see things begin to sort themselves out. But we're going to take this quick opportunity to step away from the racetrack as race officials there, you can see, get everything sorted out. And it looks like we're on a run to go, so we're not going to go anywhere. We're not stepping away for nothing here tonight. We're going to keep you live with all your green flag action. Lights on the pace truck remain out. It's going to duck off. We're going to see if we go green flag here. Most of the field single file. We're going to get the green flag. Looks like we're not going to go racing just yet. Well, yeah, we are. We're going to go racing. Green flag is out. Green flag is out. Looking to take advantage. Jason Wells going to catch a few drivers snoozing at the front of the field. Pick up a handful of spots on the restart. Big win here with that caution flag for Ryan Aldani behind the wheel of that Turbo Dork number 98 machine, now up 10 positions from where he qualified. Viznal also flipping the standings here. He's inside of the top 10. A little look to the bottom of the racetrack for that Mobile 1 Camry machine. Tight battle inside of your top 5. A little bit of a slowdown behind Sean Single. Hammond trying to find a way around. Skelton right there as well. Couple of laps complete after the restart of the race, and we're going to drop that timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Oh, looks like Aldani up the racetrack down to the inside. Oh, looking for a little bit of running room. Is that game bridge number 2 of Michael Trevarthen? He's going to grab the position, open the door for the 18 of Potter. Will Trent tiptoe through the tulips down at the bottom of the racetrack? Not going to be able to catfish it just yet. There's Murdoch lurking in the background. Murky Water Murdoch right there. I'm telling you what, you better watch yourself, because he's been the man on the move. And right here can easily crack into the top 10. Have a shot at a top 5 here, just a couple of tenths out in front of him. Only about, looks to be about 1.3 seconds separates himself from 11th up to 5th. So tight quarters racing here as we continue green flag racing after the restart. Lap number 36 on the board. Trent Potter able to step away from Tim Combs for the moment. The midnight snack, the Mac Tonight Rider. Combs trying to keep Aldani and Murdoch at bay. Murdoch gonna crack into the top 10. Put Visnall behind him. Souza back into 12th, looking to work his way through the field. Cole Day has run into a little bit of a roadblock. Whoa, big moment for Visnall on the bottom. Big moment at a 2. Had to catch the car, and Visnall gonna give up. Another spot or 2 here. There you can see that Scott's.com Miracle Grow machine of Cole Day. Another one of the big movers here tonight. Cole Day started all the way back in 23rd. Here he is inside of the top 15, making his way around the track with hot on his heels, sniffing a position. The 60 of Luke Allen right there. Zach Mitchell checking out at the front of the field. Nothing to see with your race leader. We're going to keep it right here as the birthday man looks for some magic. Can he pick up 1, possibly 3 positions right here, all laid out in front of him? Gonna have to be careful. You give up too much, a big twitch, and that mean Max number 42, the man in black. Max Terrill right there waiting in the wings. You can't make a mistake with a man like Max behind you. Ooh, big moment once again for that 7. Struggling at a turn 4. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Visnall struggle coming out of 4. He's going to give up to make it 3 positions. No, going to keep Terrill behind him for the moment. Crossover for the 42. Bottom of the racetrack, inside line into 3. Terrill with the advantage, and he'll take the position this time by. Meanwhile, battle 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the racetrack. Single Skelton and Hammett going at it. Right around the corner from the halfway point. Keep in mind your top 3, 4 drivers came to pit road on lap number 22. Rest of the field on lap 26. That will shake things up when we get back to our 2nd round of green flag pit stops. If we get to that 2nd round of green flag pit stops, we've seen our first caution flag tonight, right around lap number 20. The driver struggling getting on and off pit road, getting back up to speed. We'll see if pit lane causes any more drama here tonight. We'll see if we stay clean and green. Either way, we're going to be right here with all your green flag action. Thanks for tuning in tonight. If it wasn't for you, there would be no us. So once again, we'd like to extend a huge thank you to each and every one of you race fans out there in TV land tuning in here tonight. If you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation before you go. Make sure you drop them a thumbs up. As always, join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. There it is. Hit that like button, subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right hand side to get notified anytime we go live. You don't have to mark it down. You don't have to wait for it. We'll give you a little ring when it's time to go race. Kind of like the drivers to the car, you know? But I guess it's more like watchers to YouTube. I don't know. I was searching for something there and came up empty-handed. Looking to walk away with all the points here tonight. Fast as ever here at Motegi, behind the wheel of that Chevy Impala number 8 machine, Zach Miller, your Premier Racing Setup.com pole award winner. He's led the most laps here tonight, and he has stepped it out to almost a 2-second advantage with green flag pit stops looming in the air halfway, right around the corner. Quickly, we will see the comers and goers, the movers and shakers here tonight. We got to continue to highlight this man. I know some of you out there might be a little bit tired of all the love that this 01's been getting here tonight. It is the Happy Birthday Luke 100, and we have talked about Richard Murdoch all night long. Do want to extend a happy birthday to that number 60 of Luke Allen. Luke, we hope you've had a wonderful birthday. We hope everything was good for you, but it's race day, it's race time, and unfortunately, maybe trying to deliver you a checkered flag personally, Murdoch, man, from 19th to 9th, 54 to go. He's quick. You can do it just about 2/10 off of the race pace of your race leader. Richard Murdoch remains one of the fastest cars and drivers on track. James Skelton gonna head to pit road early once again. The 7 of Devin Bisnall gonna call it and head to pit road as well. He was struggling for rear grip. No surprise to see that 7 down on pit lane early for tires. Small gaps developing through the field. Let's see if we can't get you where some action is at. As Zach Mitchell and Sean Single going to head to pit lane, that's going to hand the race lead over to the one-time Burger Bar sponsor number 6 machine of Chris Hammond. Jason Wells going to take the second spot with Potter moving to third, Trevarthen in fourth. Combs going to take over the top 5. Terry Alt trying to close in on the rear of Murdoch. Susan Colt is going at it behind them. Cole Day going to round out your top 10 now. Luke Allen in 11th. Yet to hit pit road is Ethan Troutman. Tony Strano back in 13th. Bob Higgins and Ken Allen continue to lead. Josh Cully and Rob Higgins yet to make their second green flag pit stop. I told you at the beginning of tonight's race, it was going to be a quick night. These drivers were going to pick up the pace. You can see the track beginning to discolor just a little bit as I could. Whoa, coming through. Ooh, and Hammond's not going to be able to save it. We're going to have a caution under pitting. Once again, we have had troubles getting to pit lane. Oh boy. Let's go back. Let's check the checkered flag replay once again. There you can see a little bit of contact by the 11. The 86 coming through on the bottom. Skelton going to get into the 11. The 6 trying to save it, but Hammond can't get it stopped. Big tap from Single and Hammond. That ain't kissing it. He made out with that outside wall, and hopefully the car made out a little bit better than what we seen there. Let's take one more look at it here. On board, right front. Listen to him work that throttle. Just working the throttle, trying to get it headed in the right direction. Just unable to get the job done. Pit road will open up for the second time here tonight under caution as we're going to take this opportunity for a brief commercial break. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. In back live trackside as field doubles up. At a turn number 4, we're going to get ready to roll this time around. Pace truck lights will go off and we will get back to racing action here tonight from Twin Ring Motegi. You're watching the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series. It's the Happy Birthday Luke 100. I wish I got to spend my birthday in Japan. I'm just saying, Mount Fiji, how awesome would that be? I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Well, I know I'm weird, but that's a whole... You know, we're just going to stop. Just a little over the halfway point here tonight. Second time we see a caution flag fly. All while green flag pit stops are underway. Those looking for the overcut, the long run, it hasn't quite worked out to their advantage. Zach Mitchell will reclaim the top spot and bring us back to the green flag. James Skelton just to his outside with Wells and Potter. Combs Trevarthen back in row 3. Terry Alton, Murdoch, Allen, and Golday round out the top 10, and we are underway once again here from Motegi. Mitchell trying to keep Skelton at bay. Wells with a good run on the bottom of the racetrack. Potter up out of the racing groove. The Mobile 118 machine able to make up a little bit of momentum on that high side, keeping the 64 pin down through the center of the corner. Will Wells be able to clear him? Looks like the Alienware number 64 able to slide to the top of the racetrack. That's now going to open it up for Trevarthen on the bottom. The Flower Town Hospital, sponsored number 86, struggling now. Skelton, you can see that right front damage. That comes from the contact that brought our second caution flag out. And will that damage come back to haunt Skelton in the end? Handful of laps complete after the restart. We're going to drop that time meet scoring back down to the left-hand side of your screen once again. Let you find your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Try to follow along just like we do right here in the Turn 3 Racing Network booth. A little bit of house cleaning in order for tonight's Happy Birthday Luke 100. 26 drivers made the trip. 26 drivers to the starting grid. But we are down to only 23 still out on the racetrack. 22 remain on the lead lap. Brandon Feeney collecting the lucky dog last time around. Visnall's going to need a little bit more help to get himself back on the lead lap. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the night holds in store for that 7 machine. But here it is. Skelton struggling. That right front damage definitely coming into factor as Jason Wells easily drives to the bottom and right around that 86. Skelton going to be under fire now with Potter and Max Terriot right there. Michael Trevarthen, let's not count him out. Terriot all into the outside wall just in front of this number 2 machine. Tell you what, we haven't went on board. There you go. Let's go on board here with a handful of our drivers. Taking a look, taking a ride on board with the number 2 machine of Michael Trevarthen just outside of your top 5, sitting in 6th. Looking at the race leaders duke it up. Gonna get back to this battle at the front of the field, but we want to go back to the Turbo Dork. Number 98 Machine, Ryan Aldani. Out on the trail of the 40 of Rob Higgins. There you can see Higgins making his way through 1 and 2, trying to close in on Chris Hammond after the hard contact. The number 6 of Chris Hammond down 12 positions where he qualified and started tonight's race, sitting all the way back in 14th. And that's going to be your ride along here tonight with a handful of drivers in this field. Meanwhile, back at the front, let's go to the battle. Mitchell and Wells getting ready to line them up. Lap number 60 on the board, 41 to go next time around. And we got a battle for the race lead, battle for third and fourth, and there it is, 64, bottom of the racetrack. First time anybody has pulled a pass on Mitchell under green flag conditions. There is some speed beneath the feet of the man behind the wheel of that Alienware, number 64, Jason Wells, flexing on him a little bit here tonight. Wells gonna take the top spot away, looking to open things up at the front now. You gotta be feeling good. Excuse me. You gotta be feeling good if you are Jason Wells, right? You're in some very good company. I don't want to call it prestigious company, but the next 3 drivers in line, they've won all the races this season. All 5 races have been won by one of the 3 drivers behind your race leader right now. So Jason Wells is showing some power, showing some skill, showing some speed and muscle, working his way around these previous race winners into the top spot and beginning to open it up over what looked to be a dominant Zach Mitchell. We talked about the birthday boy. We said he was going to need a change of luck, and what do we have here? Look at Luke Allen working his way around the racetrack, closing in on that Mac tonight, number 17 of Tim Combs. Luke Combs, he's a singer. Of Tim Combs, Luke Allen. Inside of the top 10. Up 12 positions from where he qualified. I'm not superstitious, but maybe if he doesn't tell us his wish, it might come true here tonight. Will that goldfish, number 60, be able to shock us all and come from the back to walk away with a top 5, maybe a podium? Could he complete it with a birthday win? How sweet would that be? I mean, that would be amazing. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. That would be one of the coolest things you could ever probably say or bring to somebody is, hey, I want to race on my birthday. I mean, I would say on your anniversary, but you might get hit with a frying pan. Just saying. Just saying. Battle for the top spot has not went away. Zach Mitchell did not like the fact that he was passed. You can see him lurking, looking, trying to find a way to get back around Wells, but Mitchell not able to do it, unable to break free from Terry Alt in the draft. The man in black trying to rattle some cages late here tonight. We'll see if Terry Alt can be a factor, a determining factor in tonight's outcome for the checkered flag. The Cartoon Network, number 11 of Sean Single, he was up near the front of this field, now battling with Richard Murdoch. Here you can see these 2 drivers going at it for the final position inside of your top 10. We'll see if he's got any of those spacey space sprockets after the race. Who remembers that? I'll tell you what. We're going to give you something easy out there if you're watching, if you're listening out there in the chat. Who's that on the left side of the car? Who's the robot? We'll see if our camera guys can't get us a better look here in a moment. There you can see down the back stretch. Right there. There it is. What's the name of the robot on the Jetsons? The boss man's is going to kill me for this one, but if we can get the right answer in the chat, I will get with you. If you send our Facebook page a message, if you get the answer right, if you're the first one to get it right, let's say that right now too. You got to be the first one to get it right. To tell us who or what is the name of the robot right there on the side of that 11. We'll see if we can't get you a little something. Boss man, if you're listening, don't shoot me. I'm sorry. I do things. We're going to get back to the front of the field, though. Hot and heavy action. Three-way battle for that top spot. Jason Wells unable to break. Whoa, big moment for Skelton. And man, the damage just compounding into problems right now for that 86 of James Skelton. This three-way battle right here. Man, oh my goodness. These, Wells with a moment. And he jumps way out of the gas. Wells way out of the gas. And Terriot gonna pounce. The man in black gonna pounce on the position. Take the top spot away, and Mitchell now going to be left trying to steal that race lead back, but from another driver. We do have some drivers to pit road. Sean Single to pit road. Ryan Aldani to pit road. There's Zach Mitchell to pit road. Skelton to pit lane. Terriot, Wells, Trevarthen, Potter, Combs, your top five, all staying out on the racetrack. Luke Allen gonna move into fifth now, making his way by Combs on the bottom. Great pass for position for Allen. And I'm telling you, how about the run from Luke Allen here tonight. Happy birthday indeed. Combs to pit road this time by. Majority of the field gonna stay out on the racetrack. Right now looks like only Combs heading to pit road here on lap number 72. This should get drivers to the end of tonight's race, so we shouldn't see drivers back on pit lane, barring any on-track shenanigans and need for one of those pesky yellow flags. We'll see if we can't keep this thing clean and green to the end of tonight's race. Terriot and Trevarthen to pit lane. Jason Wells gonna reclaim that top spot with Potter and Allen hot on the trail. And is this a moment right now for Jason Wells, Trenton Potter, and Luke Allen to stretch it maybe just a little bit to give themselves much fresher tires in their competition? Got to be looking at least 3 to 4 lap fresher tires. Then Mitchell and Skelton for the moment. Allen gonna peel for pit road. Wells remains on the racetrack. No real battles to speak of as we find ourselves in the midst of the final round of green flag pit stops. This has been the problem area. This has been the problem spot for all of these drivers here tonight. I won't say all of the drivers, a handful of the drivers. Problems with the mix bag of tires. Old tires, fresh tires, lots of grip, no grip, slipping, sliding, gripping, riding. All these drivers having to deal with it. You see that 64 wanting to get to the bottom of the racetrack, but midway on corner entry having to yield to that 17 on the much fresher tires. Veteran awareness from Wells on display here as he continues this run. Now at least 5 laps fresher tires than Mitchell and Skelton. That's going to be enough for Wells. He's going to pull it to pit lane. Trent Potter going to follow suit. Jeffrey Souza going to stay out on the racetrack. Souza going to become our newest race leader here tonight from Twin Ring Motegi, the Mobility Resort Motor Park right here in Motegi, Japan. You're watching the Happy Birthday Luke 100. And a little bit of a slow stop for the birthday boy. 16.15 seconds on pit in the box. It'll be a bit of a slow stop that may cost Allen a little bit of track time. We're going to continue to watch this round of green flag pit stops unfold, as Cully and Troutman going to be the only 2 drivers yet to hit pit lane for the final stop here tonight. We are under 25 to go. You got the answer for the robot name? Jeremy, let's hear it. Let's see it here in the chat. If you get it in the chat, then I'll tell you, send us the message. I gotta be thorough, because when the boss man says, "What did you do, Dave? What did you do?" I'm gonna have to let him go back and see how it all unfolded. You ever done that, by the way, race fans? I know I'm a little off topic right now. We're getting back to the action, but you ever done that at work where you just do something and then the boss wants to know why in the heck you would ever do something like that, and you just kind of look at him with a why not? That kind of thing. But whatever. Back to the race. Zach Mitchell will inherit the race lead once again in front of the field. 2.5 second advantage over Max Terriel. That 2 laps earlier onto pit road, really translating into a gap now, as we're going to have 22 to go this time around. Mitchell with the race lead, followed by Terriel and Skelton, Single, Trevarthen, Combs, and Allen. Could you imagine if Luke Allen can pull this off, man? 21 to go this time around. Allen, some of the fresher tires on the track. Sitting just outside of your top 5 in the 7th position. And there it is. Rosie. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Rosie. Jeremy, if you don't mind, reach out to us over there on the Turn 3 Racing Network Facebook page. Send us a message, and I will let the boss man know about it. Hey, to look out, be on the lookout for that, and we'll see if we can't put something together for you. Either way, we will be in touch, and all of our race fans know. And when we commit to something, we always follow through, so we'll figure something out for you, Jeremy. Appreciate you interacting with us and having fun sitting here watching some great racing action here tonight with the Monday Night Scrambler series brought to you by Checkered Flag Auto Supply and Red Light Racing. The Premier Racing Setup.com poll award winner not in need of a setup here tonight, but if he was, he would go no further than Premier Racing Setup.com. They've got something for all your needs, the longest running and standing the setup shop for iRacing.com. You can check them out with the link down in the description. Let them know that the guys at Turn 3 sent you. If you're looking to shave off a few tenths, needing a little bit of one-on-one time, maybe some personal coaching at a specific track in a specific spot, they've got it all. Coaching one-on-one. You can grab just setups, you can grab just pointers. Absolutely phenomenal group over there at PremierRacingSetups.com. Check them out once again. That's PremierRacingSetups.com. So with the final round of green flag pit stops that has broken up a bit of the battles, we've got gaps at the front of the field, but let's head to a battle right here. And it looks like playing Magic Man for the moment, a little bit of birthday magic for that number 2 of Michael Charvarth and Disappearing Act. Now you see me, now you don't. Sean Single trying to keep that Cartoon Network number 11 machine inside of the top 5. This is one of the closest battles on the racetrack. Battle inside of the top 5. Single and Trevarthen gonna go at it. Tim Combs just lurking in the background, sitting in 6th with the Birthday Man. I mean, he's had magic in his feet all night long. This Goldfish Dodge has been absolutely phenomenal. We can't say enough about the performance here tonight. Not just because it is a birthday sponsored race for Luke Allen, but an amazing job here tonight. And Sean Single to pit road. Sean Single to pit lane. That's going to move Combs into 5th, Allen into 6th. Single now followed by Aldani to pit road. An amazing run through the field. What we were saying for Luke Allen. I mean, birthday or no birthday, up 14 positions here tonight at a tough, unfamiliar mile and a half. And I don't know too many racers on the platform that are going to tell you that they've been to Motegi multiple times. It's some of these crew chiefs may have got the strategy wrong. We're watching after lead car. After lead car heads to pit road. Sean Single back on lap 85. Ryan Aldani at lap 85. Tim Combs gonna come to pit road at about lap 87. 3 drivers all running inside of your top 10, heading to pit road. Does your race leader have enough to get to the end? That's the $1 million question. Little trivia. Who is the only person to win? Okay, let me try to We're not going to do a prize for this one. I don't think the boss man would like that one. Who is the only race car driver to have their one and only lifetime win take place right here at Twin Ring Motegi, and it come at the hands of fuel mileage? We can't give out any more prizes, but we can test your knowledge. But with 12 to go, race leader does not have enough to get to the end. Zach Mitchell to pit lane. Oh boy. That's going to leave Terriot and Skelton out on the racetrack as Trevarthen to pit lane as well. And sitting in the catbird seat, man, looking pretty right now, Luke Allen inside of a podium position, now up to third. We're going to let you stew on it for just about another 2 to 3 laps, and then we'll give you the answer to our latest little trivia question. Oh man, this is... I had a feeling that fuel mileage was going to eventually come into play, and when drivers were coming to pit road right around that lap 70, lap 72 mark, I was getting a little bit concerned that some may have been a little bit premature to pit road. And for the moment, it appears that way. Down to under 10 laps to go. 26 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 22 out on the racetrack. With, I believe, only 16, yes it is, 16 drivers remaining on the lead lap. Fuel mileage is the name of the game for the moment. Will Terriot have enough to make it? Skelton does not. He's going to head to pit lane. Ooh, it's going to get close here between Terriot, Allen, Goltz, and Potter. Take the 23 out of the mix. He's going to peel for pit lane. Ooh, boy. Man, things getting touch and go for the moment here. Looking at the lap time from Terriot, it doesn't look like he is doing any type of fuel saving. With 6 laps to go this time by Terriot, going to head to pit lane. Terriot to pit lane. What have we found here? Here, fishy, looky here. Out of 4 across the line, 6 to go. New race leader for the first time here tonight, the birthday boy, Luke Allen. Gonna take the top spot, but he does have a fast number 18 of Trent Potter right behind him, closing in that Mobile 1 machine. Does Allen have enough to keep Potter and Troutman behind him? But more importantly, does he have enough fuel? High five for race leader this time around, and not gonna have enough to the end. The miracle moment has been undone. Luke Allen going to have to head to pit lane. That's going to put Trent Potter out front with 5 laps to go. Answer to our final trivia question. Danica Patrick. Danica Patrick in the IndyCar series, her one and only career win behind the wheel of an IndyCar machine came right here at the Twin Ring Motegi. Pretty much the entire field ran out of fuel. Not the entire field, I'm exaggerating a little. But a lot of drivers had to make late stops. Patrick able to stretch it and get her first and only career win right here at the Twin Ring. Potter, Troutman, close quarters racing with less than 4 to go. Do these two have enough fuel to get to the end? I believe so. Souza may be playing it safe and just looking to finish this thing out in third. We've got 3 to go, and we've got 2 separate battles for those top podium positions. Troutman to the bottom to the race lead. New race leader behind the wheel of that Ecto Hawk. Body armor, number 62 machine. Troutman going to take the race lead with Trent Potter right behind him. Souza keeping Cully at bay for the moment. 3rd and 4th on the raceway. We'll see popsicle sticks on display this time by the 62 out of 4. We'll see him hanging this time around. 2 to go here from Motegi. Down the back stretch and into 3, bit of a gap, 3-4 car length advantage for Troutman over Potter. Hot and heavy battle for Cully and Souza. 3rd and 4th on the racetrack. But it's all about the man at the front gonna work his way. Out of 4 across the stripe. White flag flies. Final lap. We've got the Feeney call. 1 to go here tonight. From Twin Ring Motegi, happy birthday, Luke. 100 coming to a close with a new race winning driver at the front of the field into 3 for the final time. Troutman looking to bring it home. Josh Cully with a great late race charge. He will pick up 2nd. Souza now into 3rd as Troutman crosses the line and seals the deal here tonight from Motegi. What a race, what a night, what a win here. The happy birthday, Luke. 100, Ethan Troutman gonna pick up his first checkered flag of the season, lock himself into that post-race show. Not going to have to worry about being deep in the point standings any longer. Troutman will battle for a championship here in season 19. Man, what a run. Whew. He's going to bring it to the front stretch for the fans in the stands as he puts on a bit of a smoke show. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things ready to go with your Shiny Things podcast post-race show. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And just like that, we're back trackside once again for the Shiny Things podcast post race show. We're going to dive right into things. Let's head directly to Victory Lane. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the man that shocked us all tonight and turned the field upside down, Ethan Troutman. How good's it feel to walk away with a race win number one?
It's very nice to pick up another win. It's been almost 3 years since my last one. Uh, Coming into this, I knew you could save fuel, just the configuration of the track. I'd started out that way. Then after the first caution, I was like, ah. Then I looked at it again. I was like, well, maybe it'll still work. So I tried it again. And another caution came out. Same thing. I was like, maybe it'll still work. So I stuck with it and glad it paid off.
It paid off and paid off big time. I don't mean to, when I said turn the field on its head, I didn't mean to throw any shade. You qualified well. You ran well pretty much all night long. You qualified inside of the top five, so a good starting position, a good run in the first half of the season. But now with this race win, you don't really have to worry about these upcoming weeks with the road course at hand. You got Talladega down the road, a short track ish with New Hampshire. So now with that burden off of your back, how do you approach these next 4 weeks? Is it let it all hang out, or do you try to be a little more methodical and maybe look at more bonus points?
Yeah, I don't really need to worry about the point situation. There are, some areas where I can, it's just one of those things where you come in every week, you just do the best you can without, screwing anybody else up. And sometimes things work out and they kind of work your way like it did tonight. There are some drivers in the area, they're just straight up racing. They're almost impossible to beat. So it takes something like this to kind of get yourself in position.
Well, man, you did it behind the wheel. Your crew chief did it on top of the box. Before we let you celebrate the rest of the night away in this race-winning performance here tonight from Motegi, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love you, maybe thank anybody back home?
Yeah, of course. I hope Mom was watching, so that'd be cool if she was watching. Picked up a win. I also want to thank the admins who put in the work every week. Everybody who shows up and races. That's what makes it fun. The competition. It's always clean and respectful. Everybody watching, and special shout out to Eric Stout for picking this track and car combo. Thanks, man.
Well, man, again, congratulations on the performance here tonight. Congratulations on punching your ticket to the championship chase. Until we meet again and have a chance to talk, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from Victory Lane. We're going to walk just out of Victory Lane and onto Pit Road. We're going to see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the man that, as of late, he's made it I don't want to say a tradition, but he's made a habit of finishing on the podium to get into the post-race show, finishing third here tonight behind the wheel of that number 4 Souza Media machine. Jeffrey Souza, how you doing? How you feeling after another great week and run?
Pretty good. Like I said last week, it's so close, but not close enough. But another really good run. Hopefully, this will put us in really good spot points wise. I would hope for next week especially.
Well, we're going to start to coin you Mr. Consistency because you're one of the only drivers to finish every single race this season inside of the top 10. You're still looking and searching for that race winning performance. But, I mean, you can't be mad about coming into tonight's race sitting just 11 points back from the overall points leader. You're going to gain some ground in that aspect. So, comfortable with the points. How you feeling about these next 4 weeks?
Yeah, I glad next week I'm not feeling anything. I'm not the best road course driver, far from it when compared to a lot of people in here. But that track in general, I've never really run many laps there to begin with. So we'll run a couple during the week. Try to be at least half decent and try to keep that top 10 streak going. But after that, Mid-Ohio next week, Martinsville we'll see. I haven't been great there the last couple times. And then Loudon and Talladega, I feel like we're going to be in contention. to try to grab another win or appear back on the podium for sure, and try to keep a little bit of momentum going into the playoffs.
Well, I'm sure I'm not going to give you any knowledge you didn't already have, you being a racer's racer. Next week, my road course approach, there's a handful of them that I'm really, really good at. Your typical ones, the Glen, and very typical to be good at the Glen behind, the wheel of these NASCAR machines. But keep it on the track, and you're going to find yourself picking up way more time, way more positions at the end of one of these things than you would imagine or what you could expect. So just keep it clean next week, and I think you're going to continue that trend of consistency here so far this season. It's been a pleasure to watch you so far. We've got 4 more to go before we get championship racing. We hope to see you in that post-season show, but another great run. Before we let you go, Shadows, thank yous, love yous.
Yeah, I just want to thank Souza Media for all they do on this car every week. Analyzer as well. They do a great job still giving me all that data. They were helping me with the fuel mileage tonight, watching that number, making sure what I was doing was going to work for us. Fuel run. Brandon Pierce on the box every week for me. Will not be next week, but hopefully we'll be back there for the playoff run we'll be on. And everyone else at Triad Racing. Bill had some issues tonight too when we had that strange caution about halfway, so he ended up ducking out and heading off for the night. But he's also been on a really good points consistency run, so hopefully he'll be back next week with us to have a good run. And you and everyone else that helps put the show on every week. This is a lot of fun. Tonight was slippery and slick, but at the same time we all had a pretty good time, I think.
Absolutely. Well, my man, again, congratulations on yet another post-race podium showing here from the racetrack tonight. Until we meet again, my friend, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walks away third, and that's going to do it for the Shiny Things podcast post race show here live from Motegi all the way across the Pacific over here in Japan on a Tuesday afternoon, bringing you some great Monday night action for everybody watching live back over in the States. We wish you all could have been here. We've got a great night ahead of us. Excuse us. A great night ahead of us celebrating the birthday of Luke Allen again here once again with the happy birthday, Luke. 100 live from Motegi. It has been one heck of a night, one heck of a race, one heck of a week, and we got some great racing action coming up at you next week. We're going to be turning left and right. And right now you hear the familiar sounds in the background. The producer's ready to roll. So, on with the show we go. Let's run down your unofficial race results and happy birthday, Luke 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series. Checkered flag in hand, first race winning performance this season. Ethan Troutman takes the top spot with Josh Cully right behind him. Jeffrey Souza, the Souza Media number 4, will finish out your podium drivers. The 18 of Trent Potter back and forth with Jason Wells rounding out your top 5. Full day up 17 positions from where he qualified. The 99 gonna slide home in 6 with Zach Mitchell, your PremierRacingSetup.com Pole Award winner, finishing in 7th. Max Terriot back in 8th. James Skelton in 9th. And Richard Murdoch of 9 spots, finishing out your top 10. Single back in 11th, followed by Trevarthen, Allen, Strano, and Combs in your top 15. Aldani sits in 16th. The number 23 going to slide in 17th with the 40 right behind him in 18th. 19th from Motegi here tonight. Birthday boy behind the wheel of that Goldfish, number 60, Luke Allen. Bob Higgins going to finish out your top 20. The rest of the field looks a little like this. That's going to do it. That's going to be all for us. We're going to get ready to go road course racing next week from Mid-Ohio. Man, that's going to be a fun one. Nonetheless, if you haven't already, just a friendly reminder to join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave, the Cave, or anybody else back the headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're one of our many fans, friends, family, or one of the many, many different sponsors. We appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. So we're going to sign off tonight. Stay safe. Stay loved, my friends. And until next time, we'll meet ya in Turn 3.